Okay, it helps when we turn on the microphone before we start, doesn't it? Okay. Hi! I hope everyone is having a great Friday. The movie is starting. Yes, sorry. Y'all know I have complications already. So, hi everybody. I hope you are doing well. I hope you can hear me. Please let me know in the chat if my microphone is actually working. Hi Star, hi Carol, hi Shayna. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Let's see. I'm waiting to make sure. Sound. Yeah, Carol. I need to have a checklist before I start because it never fails. I forget something. And she's already reading my mind. Yes, I forgot about, I had all the cameras ready, but I forgot to turn the microphone on. All right, so, hi Michelle. I'm sorry I'm making y'all lose y'all mind when it's on my end. Thank you, Lauren. This is one of my favorite shirts. It's actually got a hole in it, but I'm still wearing it because I really like it. Hi, Christina. Hi, Norma. How's everybody doing tonight? So, for those of you joining in for the first time, hi, my name is Carly Bell, and I like to get together with y'all every other Friday night for a live machine embroidery tutorial from start to finish, and we like to call this Sip and Stitch. So, grab your beverage of choice, sit back and relax and watch and learn, or if you'd like to join in with the tutorials, each time I do them, I do post what we're doing ahead of time on my website, carlybell.com. And there is a Sip and Stitch section on the website. And on there, I try to update it at least a week. I'm not always good at it, but a week before, on like the Monday, about what project we'll be doing and what supplies you'll need for the project. So you can check that out on my website for next time. But I'm super excited about tonight's project. Hi Candy, hi Jan, hi Loretta, hi Tamara or Tamara. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I'm always messing up people's names. So thank y'all so much for joining tonight. So what's been going on? Let's see. Did everyone have a good Mother's Day? I had an excellent Mother's Day. I celebrated both Mother's Day and my birthday with some boiled crawfish and some cookie cake and some drinks, and it was a very, very lovely day, lovely evening. And what else happened? My husband graduated from nurse anesthetist school yesterday, so clapping for him, super, super proud of him. So we're still not out of the woods yet. He has to take his boards. Then I think we can all breathe a little bit better. But had a very exciting week with all the events, holidays and events going on in our family. And thanks to everyone joining tonight. I saw we had a few new people, so I'm so excited. This is your first time you're getting to watch live. Let's see. Hey, Amber. Amber got some new machines, guys. Y'all need to go check out her YouTube channel, Bingham Bliss. She got some new machines I'm so excited to see her use. And let's see. And Shayna is on here with Kraus Creations. She has a YouTube channel, and she has some awesome videos recently. I love the one that you did with Kelly, the embroidery nurse. That was so cute. They went over top 10 supplies. Y'all need to go check that out. So, let's see. What else I wanted to tell y'all? Oh, hold on one second. Let me go grab it. I wanted to show y'all. We made something last week. Let's see. Doo-doo. So, for those of y'all that are new here, I have a membership group, and it's called CF Fans. And it's a paid-for monthly membership group. It helps to support me, and with that support, I give extra goodies and things for the members of that group. And one of the things that we do is a private Sip and Stitch, a private live tutorial on a different topic every month. So we had our first CF Fans Sip and Stitch last Friday, and I wanted to show y'all what we made. It's a cute little garden flag, and the design I'm a little proud of because I digitized this myself, and this is free to everyone in the CF Fans group. So they got to download the design in multiple sizes, and then depending on what machine they had, they could stitch this out, and we did a tutorial on how to make this flag. So if this is something that you'd be interested in, I have a link down below for my fans group page, and once you sign up for it, you can get the link to watch the replay of this Sip and Stitch and also get this design for free. I'm doing at least one free design every month. I'm trying to do more than that though, so there will be another one coming this month I have planned. So that was last Friday, so that was super fun. And what else we have going on? Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of our squad members who entered the Sewing Machines Plus Hoop Fest. They're having an embroidery contest. Now the contest closed this past Thursday. If you got my email newsletter and was able to enter, I put a link in that email newsletter that today was the last day to enter. So I saw, I think, Jenny, and oh, there was another lady in the Facebook group. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she put in a beautiful, it looked like a cover for a sewing machine. I can't remember her name, I'm so sorry, but you can go to the Hoop Fest page at Sewing Machines, just go to sewingmachinesplus.com and you'll see it. It's the first banner that pops up, and every day you could go and vote. So I'm going to try and go through and see all the people that are in our Sip and Stitch squad that entered the contest, and I'm going to post all of those people, their entries on the Facebook page. And so every day we can go and vote for our squad members. So good luck to everyone in there. I think the winners will get some sort of embroidery package. I think a machine and some things. I'm not sure yet. They haven't announced all the details. But there's also another contest that anybody can enter just by going and putting in your email. And that is for a Dream Studio giveaway. And it is $25,000 worth of embroidery machine equipment and supplies. So go check that out when you have time at sewingmachinesplus.com. Let's see. Let me go back to the thing. Thank you, Carol, for putting Shayna and Amber's info up there in the chat. Let's see, I'm trying to think I didn't make myself a list of important things I wanted to tell y'all about before I started. But I think that was it. The Hoop Fest, there are some other exciting things. Hoop Fest is a virtual embroidery event that will be on Sewing Machines Plus Facebook page and YouTube channel the week of June 14th through 19th. I will be hosting a class on Applique on Thursday, June 17th at 12:30 Pacific time. So that will be 2:30 my time here in Central, 3:30 Eastern. So that is some fun thing that's coming up. Also, I wanted to put a bug in your ear that there is something called the Applique Getaway that is happening in July in Dallas, Texas. Last year they did the Applique Getaway. They did it as a virtual event, and I did it, and it was a lot of fun. This year they're having an in-person conference, and they also have the option to sign up for virtual, so you can attend the classes that are at the conference. I am trying to get together with either Sewing Machines Plus or the Applique Getaway and possibly teach there. So I am about 80 to 90% sure I am going, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be teaching or I'm just going to be attending. So we'll see. But anyone that is interested in going, tickets go on sale tomorrow, and I'm going to start a chat in the Facebook page to see who is all interested in going so that we can meet up. And I think that would be a lot of fun. So we could talk more about that in the Facebook group, and if you're in the fans membership, we'll talk about it on the fans page as well, and see if we can get together for the Applique Getaway in July in Dallas, Texas. So I'm really excited about that. So, okay. I think I'm checking the chat and seeing what is going on. So let's talk about tonight's project. So last Sip and Stitch, 2 weeks ago, we did an applique beach towel. So kind of staying on the theme of summer is coming, let's get ready. We are going to do straw beach floppy hats. And so I picked up these hats a couple weeks ago at Academy, which is a really popular store here in southern Louisiana. My husband loves it because they have fishing and hunting, everything there. They also have like sports equipment, tennis shoes, clothes, athletic, any kind of clothes really, but mostly athletic clothes. They have stuff for camping, but I think it's called Academy Sports and Outdoor. I linked the hats below. So I think you can order them online if you like these particular. These are youth size hats. And I love the mermaid scale and the bow. Like they're super, super cute. When I saw these in the stores, I'm like, oh, I need them. I mean, the girls need them, but I need them for the girls. I picked up the hats, and at first I was like, oh, I'm going to monogram them. And then I was talking to the girls, and they love the hats. They were all excited about them. And I asked them do y'all want me to put your name on it? Or did you want me to just put your initials? I said, or we could put a cute saying like, hello summer, or hello sunshine. And sunshine, personally, I liked because every morning I go in their room and wake them up and like, good morning, sunshine. Like every time I answer the phone in the morning, it's good morning, sunshine. Like that's my go-to phrase in the morning. So they said they liked hello sunshine. So I was super excited about that. So this is what we will be doing tonight. And we are gonna stitch out the word hello sunshine. However, when I showed this one to Elise, she says, I don't want it like that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want it like that? I just want it purple. I'm like, okay, Elise. I'm like, you want all the letters to be purple? She said, yes. So we won't do the fun colors tonight, but I will show you how to do them. But on her hat, we'll just have the same thing, but in all purple, and it'll say hello sunshine, same font too. Now, before we started tonight, I had a few minutes to myself, and I went to, I got this at Walmart. I think it was Walmart. They also have them at Target. I bought a woman's size beach hat, and I stitched beach please on it. So this is for me. And I did something a little different on this one, and I'm going to show you a close-up in a second. And that's what we're going to use this technique on Elise's hat tonight, because I think it made it come out a little bit nicer. So let's see what I wanted to show you. Let me switch cameras real quick, and I'm going to show you up close the difference between the two hats. So this is Elise's hat. Actually, let me switch back so you can see. All right, so no, this is Abigail's hat. I still have a water-soluble topper on here. I never got off all the way. Oh, I need to show y'all this too. So I showed this in the Facebook group. One of our fabulous, very talented members of the Sip and Stitch squad, Terry Osborne, is a really great quilter. And she made me this, it's like a foam block, but it has pockets on each side. And she embroidered Carly Bell on this side. And she put the Sip and Stitch squad logo on this side, and it's a pin cushion. So how cute is that? And she sent that to me in the mail. So I was so excited when I got it, and I love it. I keep it on my table now. But I'm going to use my tweezers to get this water-soluble topper that I totally missed. Okay, so this is Abigail's. I don't know if you can tell, but the rivets in the straw you can see in the thread. So I used topper, obviously it's still there in some sections, but they still kind of have the indentations of the straw, okay? So on my hat that I got for myself, I was scared to do it on this one because I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, and these hats were more expensive, and I don't know if they had any more left at the store, so if I messed it up, I'm like, am I going to be able to grab another one? These were only $7 or $8 at Walmart. I think this is Walmart. Yes. So I was like, if I mess this one up, it's okay. I'll go and get another one. But with this one, I don't know how well you can tell, but I use something called puff foam, and it's made by Sulky, and I linked it in the description box below. But instead of using water-soluble topper, I used this foam, but I had a black piece, and I put it on top, and it stitched it on top, and then when it's done, it peels off just like topper. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But it came out a lot cleaner, and I don't know if it's because it's black, you can't tell, but it does puff out. Like if you've seen puff embroidery on baseball hats, that is how it is. So it's hard to see in the camera, but I'm hoping we'll get a little bit nicer effect on Elise's hat tonight using this purple puff foam. So, okay. So what we need for this project is a hat of your choice. So I'm doing a kid's hat. The font I'm using is Twinkle Star by Creative Applique, and I'm using Sulky Puff Foam. I had a little variety pack that came with one sheet of each color. I was able to cut it in strips and did one piece for beach and one piece for please, and I still have a little bit black left over, so I'm gonna try to do the same thing with the purple tonight for Elise's hat. And I'm using sticky tearaway stabilizer, and we're gonna float the hat onto it. Also, the machine I'm using is my Brother NQ3600D, which is a sewing and embroidery machine. It's a combo, and it has a hoop size up to 6 by 10. Sewing Machines Plus currently has these in stock, and I have a link down below, and I think you can also use my coupon code CarlyBell to save on this machine. I also talked to Mr. Blaine Austin today at Sewing Machines Plus, and he is saying, fingers crossed, they will get the Brother NQ3600D, which is the same as this machine, but it's only embroidery, in stock hopefully the first week of June. But they're allowing you to pre-order the machine now. So you should be able to use my link down below to go to the website, and they should have a pre-order option. I'm not sure if my coupon code will work, but you can try it. It's just my name, Carly Bell, in lowercase, to see. But you can place your pre-order now, because those will go fast. I guarantee you, as soon as they're available, they're going to sell out. So if you have been waiting for that machine to come, go and pre-order it now. However, if you want the NQ3600D, the Disney combo machine, that is available now. Okay. I'm just checking the chat. Thank you, Carol. All right, so one of the things I thought was going to be complicated about this design was the curve of the hat. So let's talk about that a little bit. I am using a 6 by 10 hoop for this project. You can do this with a 5 by 7 hoop. However, if you're doing a long phrase like I am, you probably have to do 2 hoopings. And I'm going to show you how to curve the text to make sure you're getting it how you want it. So I personally think I did a great job on this hat. I got the letters to sit, like I followed this line as a guide, and I got the letters to curve nicely with it, and I was able to stretch them out and space them nicely, and it took up the whole hoop. With Hello Sunshine, I was not able to do that because it was too long. I would have liked it to where the H was a little bit lower, It curves a little too much for me, but I would have had to do 2 hoopings to get it just how I wanted, and like, it's fine. They loved it. So it just depends on how particular you are and how long your saying is. Like hello summer might be a little bit shorter, or if a name would be shorter, or if you have another little phrase you want to do. We're going to play around with curving the text in Embroidery Essentials so that you can get it how you want it. And my friend Kelsey asks, are we going to need a protractor for this project? No, but you might have to play around with it. There's no science to it. I just played with it. So any questions before I jump in? I'm going to show y'all my screen, and we're going to go to Embroidery and show how we do the text. Because once I do that, I won't be able to see your comments. Hi, Karen. I'm so glad you could join us. Hi, Angela. All right, so if there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on my computer and show y'all the text in Essentials. Okay, the screen's going to look crazy for a second, and now we see Essentials. Okay, so this is my finished design for Hello Sunshine, and so this hopefully will explain how I can't move it to be a little bit flatter because of my hoop size. Like the H is already going to the edge of the hoop, and this E is already going to the edge of the hoop. So let's start over, and I'm going to show you how we did this. And also on this one, I changed the color of each letter. But on the new one, we're not going to do that. So, but I'll show you how it's done. So I have a blank 6x10 hoop here, and I'm just going to go to font here. I'm going to type in Hello Sunshine and hit enter, and there's this. And now we're just going to change it to the font we want. And I'm using Creative Applique Twinkle Star. I think I did 1.5 inches. Let me look back at this one. If I click on it. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Okay. So you can play around with it. With my Beach Please, I was able to do this in 2-inch font because there wasn't as many letters. I was able to fit more. So here's Hello Sunshine. So next is how we make the curve. And if you see, we have 3 choices here. We have a multiple line. So if you wanted to write multiple lines of text, you could pick this. A single line is what we usually do. And then we also have a circular feature. And so we hit that, and it usually moves it for you. So there. So now we have it, and it's curved. But you see how it's going like it's on top of a circle? We can check this to put it on the bottom of a circle. So now it is at a radius. So you could use a protractor if you wanted to, Kelsey. It is at a radius of 137 millimeters. And all we're going to do is slide this little bar back and forth till we get it curved to where it fits in the hoop. So all I did was this. I just kept curving it until it fits. And then with some fonts, you may have to play around with the letters. If like these 2 L's are too close for you, I can move this L, select it, and I'll just use the arrows on my keyboard to nudge it over a bit if you want to nudge letters around, because when you curve it, they could run into each other. But that was basically it. I did this as a test, and I printed it out. I went to File and Print, and it print on my printer, and it prints true to size. So now let's go back to a different camera. this one. So now this is the printout of that Hello Sunshine, that first one I did with multiple colors. All I did was, after I printed it out, I cut it. You see the crosshairs? These are important. You want to make sure that when you're cutting it out, you can still see these lines, because that's going to help you with placement. So once you have it printed out, trim it as much as you can with leaving the crosshairs. And let me get this out of the way. I decided where I wanted it on the hat, and I just put it like this. And I was like, that looks good. I would have liked it to have been a little bit lower, but I knew with the amount of letters I had that wasn't possible. But I was happy with the curve on it and how it looked. Now if you print this out and it looks crazy, then go back to Embrilliance, adjust that sliding bar whether it needs to be more curved or more flat, and then print it out again. So this is my trial and error run of getting it how I want, and I'll show you an example of that with this one. So the beach. I did 3 printouts before I got it where I wanted it. Let's see. This was my first one, I think. Or was this my first one? It was like a little bit too, it was too flat. I was using this seam here as a guide, and it was a little bit, the S and the E went too much this way and the B curved too much. So then I printed out another one. And let's see, what was this one? Oh, I think this was the first one. You see how the please comes really close to the edge where the B is far away. And then I printed out this one and it moved up a little bit, but still not enough. Then I printed out this one. I just kept playing around with it. And now it followed my little path I was going for perfectly. Also, I think, was it this one? The first one, the C and the H were touching, so I wanted to fix that too. So I moved it and moved it. So this was my little way of doing trial and error to get it how you want it. You may be limited though, in this case, like I really can't move it around anymore, but it looks fine. Like even though these letters are a little bit more far away from the edge than this area, I still think it looks cute. So just go with what works for you, but printing it is the key. You're also going to need this once you find, like I lined up to the middle of this bow, my crosshairs. I also had an issue with, I didn't want this H to touch this bow, because this part of the bow, because it's sewn there. So once you get it where you want it, you are going to pin it to the hat. So let's go ahead and do that now. So let's get these hats out the way. Don't need these anymore. Is my microphone still on? Yep, okay, gotta keep checking. All right, so this is the new hat. And I'm just doing the same thing I did with the old one. I want to line up the crosshairs to be the middle of this bow. And I want to move it up, but I don't want this H to hit the bow right here, if you can see. I don't want it to hit there, so I'm going to lower it down a little bit. So it's more of an eyeball thing. So, but once you get it where you want, I'm going to pin it to the hat. Okay, and that's it. Just one pin should be good enough. So let me check the chat. So now that we have that, next we are going to get our stabilizer ready. So this is my 6x10 hoop. Here's my grid. Take this out. And this is my peel and stick tearaway. Okay. So this has like a woven side and a shiny side. So we are going to put the shiny side up. All right, and so once you get it where it's not keep rolling on itself, then I'm gonna push the hoop down into it until we get it nice and tight. All right. So I need to go, and I know I need to go back to Embrilliance and show y'all if you wanted to change the colors. So let's finish this and then we'll go back to that. So here's the peel and stick. Now I'm going to take a pin and I'm going to drag it around the outer edge, and this is called scoring it. So we're just going to score it. And this is going to make it to where we could just pull up and make it sticky in the middle. Okay, so once you go around with it, it should just peel. Oops, right up like that. So now, sticky. All right. So now that is sticky, I'm going to put my grid back, and I'm going to draw my placement marks with my handy dandy disappearing ink fabric pen. And now take a ruler, and you are going to want the ruler to go the whole length. I don't need to just go from this point to this point. I need it to go the whole way because we need it to poke out on the edges. Oops. And then across as well. So now you have your placement marks, and so now I'm going to have the hoop, and this is where the hoop slides onto the machine. If you have a PE 800 or SE 1900 or the 4x4 machines, you'll have brackets here. So I'm holding it like that, and I want the rest of the hat to go away from the inside of the machine. I want it to go out over the embroidery arm. And so now I'm using these crosshairs that are on my printout, and my crosshairs on my sticky tearaway, and I'm just going to eyeball this and line it up as best as I can. And it's okay if it's not perfect, because we can also move the needle and make sure it goes right on that crosshair before we start. So that is it. The only other thing is this. And because this is a soft, floppy hat, hold on a second, baby, I'm doing something. Okay, so I'm just folding this down as much as I can, and we can either take some masking tape and tape it down, or you can put clips and try and clip it. I'm going to try masking tape this time. Last time I did clips. But I do have to be careful with this design on this hat. I had a lot easier time on my beach woman's hat because I had more space. The floppy part is a little, the brim is a little bit bigger, because you're not going to be able to jump from one place to the other. It's going to hit this, and depending on how flat we can get it, you don't know if your presser foot's going to be able to move over that without bumping it and messing up the alignment. It won't mess up your machine, but it will mess up the alignment of the hoop on your machine. So that's where I'm at now. Okay, so let's go, let's go back to Embroidery real quick because I forgot to show you. Okay, we have our design. So now let's say you want to do like what I did here and have multiple colors. So it's pretty easy. What you need to do is click on each letter. And if you know you have 4 colors like I did, I can click the H and then I'm going to hold the command. I have a Mac, so it's command. It might be, I don't know what it would be on a Apple. I mean on a Microsoft. But command, and then I know that the O is going to be the same color. And then, what is it, 3 letters? This will be the same color. And this will be the same color. So I selected those, and I can go to this, and go to threads, and change them to whatever color I wanted. So if I wanted pink, that's not pink. Where's the pinks? Here we go. Here's pinks. So if I wanted to do a pink, I can do that and hit OK. And now I can, if I wanted, I think I had all the E's blue. So let's do the L, U, I. And if I wanted those yellow, I can go and choose a yellow. And then the last one I did a purple. I think purples are the other direction. Wanted to do a light purple. So that's how you can change the colors. And this is also helpful if you're working with a machine that does not cut jump stitches. Now the machine will stop for each letter and cut and wait for you to hit the start button for the next one. So today I have this design already loaded on my machine, so I'm just going to let it go and I'll just keep hitting the start button for the next letter, but I'm going to be using the same color throughout the whole thing. So let's go back now. Let's see. Let me go back to the page now and see. Does anyone have any questions up to this point? And let me take a sip. How am I doing on time? I'm taking forever, aren't I? We haven't even started yet. Well, we started, but we haven't started stitching yet. I think the project stitch time might only be less than 20 minutes, I think. So, any questions, Miss Carol? I'm just waiting to see. We're talking about machines. So yeah, Brenda has the 3500, which is just a one model older than this one, but essentially the same machine. Oh, we talked about color sort. I didn't go over that. So I didn't do color sort on this hat on purpose because I think you can do it. I was a little nervous about the jumping. So we talked about on my machine that I'm using tonight, it cuts jump stitches. And every time it cuts jump stitches, it moves. So like it'll finish stitching a letter, it'll cut the thread, but then it moves the hoop so that the thread comes out from underneath, because it doesn't have a wiper like my Persona and my Racoma have, which pulls the thread out. So it has to move the hoop to get the thread that was just cut out. And I was also worried about it jumping from, I think it would be okay. When you get here though, you don't want to move directly to the H, because that's when it will bump into this bulk that you have right here. And I'm worried, and I messed up and like it misaligned my hoop. I had to turn it off and turn it back on and start over so that it would stitch correctly. So that's why I didn't color sort. You can, depending on the width of your hat, like if you're doing like the women's hat, you can. So to do that, all you have to do is go to Utility and Color Sort on Embroidery. And I can show you that real quick if you want me to. And let me see, what else are you doing? Carly, are you stitching out all one color at a time? Yeah, so for Elise's hat, she specifically requested only purple. So we're only doing purple letters for hers tonight, but I wanted to show you how to do the multicolor if you wanted to. Are you letting it stop between colors? I already have the multicolor design loaded on my machine, so that's what I'm gonna just start, and it's just gonna stop between each letter, and I'll press play again. The lag is slow, I'm sorry. Okay, so quickly, let me show you how to color sort. Okay, so we have our design that we just made. We would just go to Utility, Color Sort, and it's going to say this design has now been reduced by 9 color changes, and then hit New View. So now when we do it, it's going to stitch out all the pinks, all the blues, all the yellows, all the purples. This is what I did when I did Abigail's. I just did it not by doing color sort. I just scrolled through the machine and did it myself because I was unsure if I had how much I'd be able to jump from one space to another without running into the bulk of the middle of the design. So, all right, Michelle, unless she selects color sort, it will stitch out each color in order. Yes. So if I just loaded without color sort, it would stitch the pink H, and then it would tell me, okay, next step is the blue E. So you can either navigate through your machine by jumping steps, or you can have it all done for you in Embroidery ahead of time. It's whatever you are more comfortable with. Okay. All right, so now let's load the design, and I'm going to show y'all the machine, and hopefully it looks good and y'all can see it. All right, I'm trying to get it to where it focuses on the screen because I know sometimes the screens are hard to see on the camera. So I have my hat, and with this machine, the hoops slide on, and there's this little lever here, so I'm going to lift it up and the hoop slides on. It's a lot easier than the bracket system on the PE800 and the 4x4 machines. So, but my hat is covering up my bracket, so I have to look and see. Gotta have it lined up right. There we go. So now it slides on, and then I have all this stuff in the way, but you have to lower this lever back. Okay, so now the machine knows the hoop is on, and it actually knows that this is a 6x10 hoop because there is a chip in the slider, and so it knows what hoop is in. Unlike the PE800 and the 4x4 machines, because it's a bracket, it doesn't know what hoop you have on there. With this one, it will know. So I have the hoop loaded. I hit the USB button, and so now it is just showing me everything on my USB stick. And so I am just scrolling through my designs, and I'm going to look for my Hello Summer. I already had it loaded on there. It's the multicolor one, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to hit set. Okay, so first thing it does is shows me the design is going Hello Summer this way. Oops, I think I moved it. And that's not what I want. I want it to go the opposite way, because if I'm looking at my hat and I'm looking at the screen, it does not match. Sorry if the focus is not good. So I'm going to hit the rotate button, which is right here. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees to the left. And so now the curve is this way, and that's how I want it to stitch. So now I can hit OK. Now I'm going to hit End Edit. And now I am looking at where my needle is versus where my crosshairs are on my paper. And I could see they're not perfectly lined up. So I am going to move this until I think it's on there. And when I think it's on there, I'm going to hit the needle down button. And I can see it's going a smidge below it. So I'm going to go up. There it is. Now it's perfect on the crosshair. And I know I have it lined up exactly where I want it. And so I'm going to hit my needle up button. With this particular design, as much as we, Carol and I both preach to trace, I'm not going to trace because all of this is in the way and I know it's going to hit it. However, I know that this design is within the hoop. I double checked in Brilliance, and I did a test stitch as well to know that this will not hit my hoop, but it will hit the bulk of this. And I even have to be careful because this needle is going to hurry up and jet over here, but I think I have everything nice and flat today to where it won't give me any trouble. So now I'm going to hit Embroidery, and it has it all in steps, and it has it multicolored. I have my purple thread, but I don't have the needle threaded, do I? Let me do that. Okay, so now it is threaded. I turned the light off here, so hopefully y'all can see better. But that is basically it. Okay, note to self, Carly, we need to figure out how to work with the machine without your arm setting the focus off. Yeah, I know. I tried when I was doing a run through of what I was going to do. I'm trying to lean low and press buttons so my arm is not in the picture. But yes, I'm trying. So I think everything is ready to stitch now. So it is going to hurry up and jet over here. Oh, a couple other things. I changed needles for this project. I broke a needle when I was first stitching Abigail's hat. I did have, at the time though, I think I had a 65/9 needle, which is a thinner needle, because I was doing some small lettering on a handkerchief and I wanted a really fine needle and I forgot to change it. That one broke. So I went ahead and put on a 90/14 needle, which is a thicker needle. And because this is a thicker material, so that the needle wouldn't break. So I do recommend you put on a heavier gauge needle. I think a 80/12 or a 90/14 should work. A stylus, yeah. Then what else I wanted to tell you? Oh, we forgot about the puff embroidery. Let's do that. All right, so before I take this off, I am going to cut some pieces of this, and I'm hoping it's going to work well because the color doesn't exactly match, but I am hoping that it looks good when it's done. So this is, we're using this in the place of water-soluble topper. And so that we want the stitches to go on top of this and allow the thread to puff up. Now it's not gonna, it doesn't puff up a ton, but it does make it look nice, and that and you don't see that texture of the ripples in the thread like we did for Abigail's hat. Also, I'm trying to be very careful where I put my tape, because when I did my beach one, I stitched on my tape a little bit and then it got underneath the thread and it was hard to get off. Okay, so I think this is covering it. I'm going to cut this little corner. Sorry, my arm is in the picture. Okay, so that is there. And you probably could do this before you put the hoop on. So I'm going to pull this off. And I will switch cameras so that it's a better view for y'all. So excuse me 1 second. Okay, that's better. All right, so I should have did this before. So I'm covering this. And then we're going to kind of slide this paper out when we're done. I have to use a lot more of this one. I won't be able to save much of this one. I have to buy more of this stuff, but it's really cool. This is, and personally, I don't think this is the same as craft foam that you can buy at Hobby Lobby. We'll have to do a test project and see if it works, but I don't think it's the same. I think embroidery foam has a little bit different material. I'll save this little piece. You never know what you could use it for. Okay. I think it's a little bit different material that is going to stitch. You could stitch through it nicely and it rips up nicely when it's done. So I'm going to tape this here just so that it stays in place. And now I'm going to take this pin out and slide this out. And now I can tape this back down. Okay, so we don't need it to be super, but it's not really going to move. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back on the machine and y'all can see it start stitching. All right. Okay, so I have the hoop back on. Let's try and do this where y'all don't see my arm on my face. All right, so now I think we are ready to stitch. We have our needle threaded with our color. We have our needle centered where our design was. We have our embroidery foam kind of taped into place. I think I got everything pulled back good. So I am going to, now with this machine, you lower the presser foot with a button. You don't need to go and lower it behind the machine. So there is a presser foot button. And once I press that, then it's ready to stitch. And you see how that presser foot is down? That's when I get worried about it moving because it's not up and easily can go over things. So I'm gonna hit that. Yikes! Okay, it went over it good. So now I shouldn't have any more trouble. It's just that first move that makes me nervous. But now it is stitching. So, sorry if it's, try to focus it for you. And I'll also get you a little bit Carsick and let you see what's happening. So it looks kind of funky at first, and the threads really sink into the foam. But once it starts doing the satin stitch actually ends up cutting it, and where then it kind of lifts away, it separates and stays away. So watch, now it's starting. I did all the underlay. And now you can, I think you can see where it starts to actually separate. see that? Or is it not bright enough? All right, so I think you can see it now and see how it kind of cuts into it, and so that embroidery foam will be able to just pull away super easily. And because it's nearly the same colors of the thread, if anything is showing underneath it, it's very hard to tell. And one of the things I want to learn to do, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and make your car sick and switch cameras. Okay. Okay. Okay, you think turning the light on would be better? Hold on, Carol just texted me. Let's see if I could do it. Oh, I can't do it while it's stitching. Sorry. I can't turn the light on while it's stitching. But sorry, yeah, it's not too bright. But actually, when you turn the light on, it's too bright and you can't see anything. It like totally washes it out. So it just finished the H. It's doing that thing where it moves. Luckily, nothing's in the way this time. So I'm just going to keep stitching, and then I will check back in with the other camera and let y'all see what's happening. I could also try my other camera and see if y'all get a better view there. Now that it's stopped, actually, let me go. Yeah, I can turn on the light now. Oh, another thing I forgot to tell you is I slowed down the speed on the machine. I slowed down to 500. This machine can go up to 800. Okay, I turned the light on. Okay, let me see if this camera gives us anything better. And try this. Okay, only thing is it's going to be all upside down and sideways. How does that look? Can y'all see that any better, or you want me to try and put the other camera closer? So I see people talking about the foam. So yes, the foam comes in multiple colors. If I can get around and go grab my pack, I will. Let me know what y'all think about this camera angle if you can see. And I will start the next letter so you can see it stitch. Okay, so Candy wants to know if you could use regular craft foam. As I was saying a minute ago, I think craft foam and puff embroidery foam are different, but I have not tried it out. So that is an experiment we can try another time and see if craft foam will tear and stitch as nicely as puff foam. So for now, I am using puff foam, which is specific for embroidery, and it is made by Sulky. There are fonts that are specific for puff embroidery, yes, and I'm actually have a class with Ricoma that I'm supposed to take on how to digitize for puff embroidery. So when I learn more about that, I will definitely pass it on to y'all. Okay, Brenda wants me to zoom. This camera doesn't have a zoom, so I will just move the other camera closer in so y'all can see. So give me just a second. And this camera actually does have a zoom. So how is that? The focus is not good though. So as soon as it starts moving, it goes out of focus. So let's try this now. And I'm gonna hit start. So you can see how the light kind of washes it out a little bit. But hopefully you can see. So you could see like how it like cuts into the foam. Once it starts the satin stitch, like it really, the thread ends up cutting it and it pulls away completely. So you see that's how it moves to change the, it cut there, but that's how it moves to get this thread to come up and not be stuck in it. So I'm just going to lower the presser foot and keep going. All right. Any questions? Well, I think I'm holding this camera halfway decent. What do y'all? All right, y'all talking about the puff foam. Did everybody find it? I think they might have it on Amazon, or you could just buy it. I'm gonna buy it from Sulky directly because I want several sheets of just black. And then I want more sheets. I think I'm gonna get several sheets of each color is what I'm gonna end up doing, because I could see where I would use this for a bunch of different projects. I probably need more pink for myself, pink, purple, black, white. So I'm just gonna probably buy some individual colors. All right, making sure my microphone is still on. Everything is working. Just to clarify, no water soluble when doing puffy. Exactly. This is replacing the water soluble. So there it goes. It's moving. It cut the jump stitch, lower, go again. So if I would have just loaded a design that was all one color, if I would have went back and changed it, then the machine would have cut and then went to the next one. So one of the cool things about this machine is that it will cut jump stitches and continue to go. I think Amber's saying where I got the foam. I got it from Sulky. There is a variety pack on their website, or you can go and buy individual colors, and then they have all the colors. So no water-soluble topper because this replaces it. This is acting as a barrier in between your stitches and your material that you're embroidering so that the threads don't sink in to the material. But in my case, I didn't want my threads to have this, they have all that texture underneath it that you could see the waves of the texture underneath the thread. So this is just going to make it to where the thread puffs out nice and evenly. So this is my first puff foam project. I think, I forget, I know Shayna always refers to you, but Stay Unique Printwear too. This is actually my first time using puff foam, was today. So I used it on my other hat that I made myself, and now we're using it on here. Yeah, this is the Brother NQ3600D. This is a sewing and embroidery combo, and it's also a Disney machine. So it comes preloaded with, I think, a little under 40 exclusive Disney designs, anything from Mickey, Minnie, Tinkerbell, Toy Story, I think Frozen, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. Like, there's a bunch of different Disney characters that come preloaded on the machine. I see you, Candy. Ask away, girl. That is what I am here for. Ask me all your questions. Oh, B. Cobbler said yes. You can get the foam at either 2mm or 3mm puff. This is 2mm. So 3mm would give you extra puff. All right, Pam wants to know, can you use this on towels instead of water-soluble topper? I don't know if I would use it on towels, but that would be a good experiment. Maybe do it on an old towel to see how it would work. But normally I see puff embroidery on hats. That is mainly where I see it used with this foam. But typically I use water-soluble stabilizer topper on towels. So Linda wants to know the price. I'm guessing you're talking about the machine. This machine is $34.99. I'm pretty sure my Carly Bell coupon code may save you 10% off though. So try it out and see if it will work. So now we're starting on the S for sunshine. So Candy says if she's not using puffy, I should use water-soluble topper. Yeah, I typically, Candy, I use water-soluble topper on almost all of my projects. And I did on Abigail's hat that I showed you earlier that had the multiple colors. This is the first time I'm using the puff foam. So this is a special case where I think it works much better on this textured material. But all my other projects, shirts, towels, pillows, you know, whatever, sometimes bags, whenever I'm stitching something, I typically use water-soluble topper. And yes, this is a 6x10 hoop on the Brother NQ3600D. And if you have a machine with a 5x7 hoop, you can do the same design and just as big, but you would probably have to hoop just hello and use Embroidery to curve it how you want. Print it out, make sure it looks good, stitch that, and then take it off and re-hoop where sunshine would go and do the same thing. Just do sunshine and Embroidery, curve it, print it out, see right where it would go, and then stitch out the second part. Puff is mostly used on items that are not washed often. Okay, that's good to know. So yeah, definitely not on towels then. So Candy says water-soluble topper on bunnies and towels. Some people are not big fans of water-soluble topper and they only use it on things that are fluffy. That's mainly what it's used for, fluffy items like towels and stuffed animal blankets. But I think it makes stitching on even a flat knit material come out a lot nicer. All right, Juana wants to know what is the difference between this machine and the Flourish. So let's go over those machines. The Baby Lock Flourish 2 and the Brother NQ3600D are embroidery only machines, but all their embroidery features are the same as this machine. It has a 6x10 hoop, it cuts jump stitches, it stitches up to 850 stitches per minute in speed. So all of those features are the same. So the Brother NQ1600D, the Baby Lock Flourish 2, and this machine have the same embroidery features. However, this machine is also a fairly fancy sewing machine. It comes with, I think, 230 or 40 different stitch types, and they're all on the top, if you can see up there, all the different stitch types. And it comes with all the Disney designs, so that's what sets it apart from those other machines. But basically those three machines have the same embroidery functions. Juana, you can use the 5x12 hoop. That is an idea that yes, you can use the 5x12 hoop, but you won't be able, you might be able to get a good curve. Yeah, that's a good idea. And since this is all thread, that's super easy to split in Embroiance. And I have a video on how to split a design in Embroiance using the 5x12 hoop. You can check my page for. It's so strange how it cuts the thread, goes away, way over, and then back to the next letter. Can you turn that off? So that is how it cuts the thread. So on any, I think, flatbed machine that cuts thread, it's going to move after every time it cuts. On a free arm machine, like if you look over here, my Persona, that has something called a wiper, and it will go and swipe the thread when it's done and pull it away so the hoop doesn't move. But on this machine, it has to do that in order to get the thread out of the way. So maybe Brenda can verify. She just got a nice, what did she get? A Luminaire, a super nice embroidery machine that has up to like a 9x16 or 9x14 embroidery hoop. Brenda, does your machine move after it cuts threads like that? But having a machine that cuts jump stitches is a luxury. It really is. And yeah, Carol knows about this feature because we have to actually turn off the feature when you're using the brim board with this machine for that reason. So there is a way to turn off the feature so that it doesn't cut jump stitches, therefore it doesn't move. Stella has a wiper? Oh, okay, Stella is nicer. Can you upgrade to the swiper foot? I don't think there's a swiper foot option for this machine that you can buy to add on to it, no. I think you just have to have a nicer machine. There's steps. Let's see. Okay, the VE 2200 or now is the VE 2300 doesn't, Candy, you're saying it doesn't do that or doesn't have a swiper? Is that the machine that cuts the jump stitches, or is it the way the file is digitized? It is the machine that cuts the jump stitches. Candy says she has a swiper on the VE2200. Okay, and I think the VE2200 is one step above this machine. So then it would be this machine is the only one that moves like that then. So that's kind of the middle of the road feature between coming from a PE800 that doesn't cut jump stitches and going to your machine that does cut but also has a swiper. Okay, I'm learning something new today too. I did not know that. Oh, Shayna, you have that machine too, huh? I think Danny at, what is her channel's name? Sweet something threads. She also has that machine. Swiper, no swiping. Michelle, you made me laugh. So when the machine is not stitching, I'll show you what it does. So I'm not going to stick my finger under there. But so you'll notice when this one is done stitching, the hoop is going to move. And the whole purpose of it is to get the thread out. But when it's done stitching, I'll show you what a swiper would do instead. Nice, Candy. That does sound like a nice machine. Sweet Threads Gifts. Yes, Danny at Sweet Threads Gifts. She also has the VE2300, I think. Oh, I didn't know Danny got a Racoma too. I haven't watched her channel in a while. I need to check on her. Okay, so, all right, you saw how it moved? So if I had a swiper, instead of moving, they would have a piece that would come, it would probably be back here, and it would come this way, and it would pull, it would pass under the needle, and when it passed underneath it, it would grab the thread and pull it out to where it's back like that. So that is what a swiper would do, but because it doesn't have that, it's just moving and then moving back. And also, if you're just joining in, I uploaded a design where each letter was a different color. So that is why the machine is stopping in between each letter. I am choosing to do all the threads the same color. So if I would have uploaded a design where all the letters were the same color, the machine would not be stopping. It would cut and move on to the next letter and not wait for me to press the start button again. Hey Alyssa, I didn't realize that was your channel, Upstyle Living. Okay, so she says she has a Stellaire and it jumps and moves like this machine. Brenda has the Stellaire too. She's saying it has a wiper. Maybe it's a newer feature. But see, there it goes. It moves. So now it moved out the way, and now the thread is out. Nope, we got 2 more letters. So when it gets here, this is when I get worried about it moving. That it's gonna hit this. But it might hit it on the E, but it's okay if it hits it when it's done because it's done stitching and I don't have to worry about it being aligned anymore. Yeah, that's a great thing, Candy. So she had a combo machine and now it's just a sewing machine. Oh, it has the swiper that moves the thread. Okay, I hear you, Alyssa. Yeah, it's looking like this is the only machine that moves because the next step up from this one is the VE2200, 2300, like Candy has and Shayna has, and that one has a swiper. So this must just be a feature of this machine. So if we were talking about machines and the order of features and hoop size, so I recently made a embroidery machine buyer's guide, and I should have put a link for it down below, but I'll have to find it and add it. But I made an embroidery machine buyer's guide, and it goes through all the levels of machines, starting with the 4x4. So the lowest is the 4x4. Then the next would be the 5x7 machines, which you can either get the PE800 or the SE1900, which is a combo machine. So the next up from that, I think, is the NQ1600, Baby Lock Flourish 2, and this machine, the 3600D, which is a combo machine. And the next up from that is the machine Candy and Shayna have, the VE2300. The next step up from that would be the machine Alyssa and Brenda has, the Luminaire. And then the next step, well, this machine could be a step up from any one of those machines, but then after that, you can go, I think, the Luminaire is the Luminaire nicer than the Stellaire? I think they have one that's a little bit nicer than the other. and then the Persona, which is my free arm single needle machine. But that one is nicer because it's a free arm, but the hoop size is not as big as some of the nicer flatbed machines. It has an 8x8 hoop size. But I did get a repositionable hoop for it that is 8x14, so it is possible to do some large designs on it. All right, we are done. See, oop, it hit it, and then it moves. Okay, good. We're good, we're good. All right, so I am going to, the luminaire is the top dog. The stellaire is right underneath it. Okay, so now I am going to move. All right, I'm gonna put this camera over here. Give me just a second. And I'm gonna take this off the machine and come here. Whoop. All right. So here we are. This camera's falling. Stay. All right. So is everybody still hearing me okay? Microphone is still on. Okay. So we are done. And we have all this tape. Go ahead and get that off. I did a good job of not putting the tape where the stitches were. And so you could kind of see like the indentation of how the foam, the thread like really goes down into the foam. So now it's just like water soluble topper, and it pulls so easily off. And all you have to do is when you're done is pull it out the center little areas. So, and this one, oh, this one came out super cute. Super cute. And you can pull out all these middle sections if you have fingernails, or you could use tweezers, but you can really tell the puff. It looks a lot different than my first go round where I only used water soluble topper. Carly, can you alter this font like many others have and change it to be all purple and in brilliance? Or because it's set up to do different colors, you're stuck with that? No, it's not set up to do different colors. I originally, when I typed it out, it was all one color. I went and showed you how to make it multiple colors. But when I first typed it out, it was all blue. I just didn't save it. I already had the multiple color one saved, so that's what I had it all loaded on the machine already. I was being lazy, I'm sorry. Thank you. So Candy, does that make sense to you? Whenever you're typing out a font in Brilliance, it's going to put it all in one color. That's the standard. Then you have to go and change the individual letters if you want it to be multicolored. I was just being lazy tonight and didn't load a new design because I already had the multicolored design loaded on the machine. So you can see how that looks. I don't have no, oh, here I do. I do have a couple threads that were poking up that I cut. Here's one too. So I don't know how well you can see the puff, but look at this one next to it. This one is flat, and you can see the divots of the texture, because like when you run your fingers on it, you could feel like it's almost like stairs, like it steps down, steps down, steps down. You can see that in the threads on here, which is not bad. You definitely won't be able to see it from far away, but I wanted to see the foam makes a huge difference in how it looks with it poking up. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And the purple matched nicely. You can't see it poking out anywhere. The thread covers it nicely. There are some like little tiny areas where if you zoomed in and looked really close, you could see it, but because the color matches, you can't tell at all. Okay, so I'm going to take this away. Now, this is on tearaway, so we can just pull this up. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this foam now. We have to find some other projects we can do it with. All right, and then underneath, if you're, you know, super particular, you can get all of the tearaway from in between the letters. Nobody is going to see this side of the hat, so I don't really care too much. The one thing is that the threads are coming down, so that might hang to where you could see it when you're wearing the hat. So I am going to, this is my little trash can. I'm not going to cut them super close. I usually do about a 1/4 of an inch or so from the, you want to leave a little bit. Thank y'all. Everybody likes it? This was fun. I really like mine. I was trying to think of what I wanted on it. I saw the beach please somewhere, and it made me giggle. So I decided to do that. But the hats are only like $7 or $8. I might go get some more. And oh, I got to tell y'all about our next project. I'm gonna be, what's the word I'm looking for? I really need to slow down, but I'm gonna make more work for myself and speed up. I want to do like a Disney series because me and my family are going to Disney World this summer. And I figured since we are, of course, gonna need something cute to wear every day, might as well make something, and then we can, you know, do tutorials on everything we make. So we might be doing a Disney series soon. We'll see how adventurous I can get and if I have any time to even do this. But I might go back and get another hat and put like some kind of Disney saying on it. What do y'all think? If you were wearing a hat at Disney, what would be something cute you would put? Like maybe like best date ever, or Rapunzel. Let's see. Oh, Shayna's going to bed. Good night, Shayna. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So, here we go. How do you like it? 'Cause I love it. Let me put on my hat. All right, so give me 1 second. How y'all like it? This one's mine. I made earlier. And now my girls have, hello sunshine. So Elise wanted all purple and Abigail liked the multicolor. Where am I here? So now we have some nice beach hats. So, and you could add so many different things to these. Monograms, names, cute sayings, whatever you want. So, fun, fun, fun. All right, so I hope y'all all enjoyed tonight's project. Let me know if y'all have Any more questions? I'm trying to see what's going on with Candy. Did you have any more questions, Candy? Let's see. Let's see. So yay, I'm glad y'all like it. Oh, it's getting hot in my room. I need to put my fan on. I take some more drink. Yes, so this hat was at Walmart. Target also has, I think, a very similar hat. Kids hats, Academy. You can also add your own ribbon or something cute. I don't think I'd ever be able to make this bow. I probably could make this bow. I probably could. So you can do something cute like this for your kids if you find a plain hat. Yay! Candy had a good idea. We need to do a picture of all of us, mommy daughter's picture with all our hats on. I think that would be fun. Aw. Okay, Terry, yes, you have some cute little girls you need to make hats for too, Terry. And Terry, thank you again for my beautiful pincushion favorite things holder. I got it on my craft table and I love it. I keep my ruler, my tweezers, my applique scissors, my marker, my Tide pen, and my pens. And I got some Wonder Clips on it too. It's like all of the things I use all in one place. Love it, love it, love it. So, yay! I'm so glad y'all liked tonight's project and tuned in. Please, if you enjoyed tonight's tutorial, please give the video a thumbs up. And what else did I wanted to tell y'all? We'll be back in 2 weeks. And I don't know what we're doing yet. I'm supposed to have these things figured out, and I really, really don't. Really, really don't. I know we had a request. I have baby presents to make, and then I think we might do a Disney series. I think we're going to start making some Disney shirts. So I need to put a list together of things I need to make and figure out which one of those we're going to do for next Sip and Stitch. And then if you join the Creative Fabrica fans group, we're going to do another Sip and Stitch in the beginning of June. And that is viewer's choice. So if you're in the fans group, you get to vote and choose what you want your Sip and Stitch to be on. So, but in the meantime, post all of your favorite family Disney designs or cute outfits that you see. Post them in the Facebook group for me because I need to start collecting, or tag me in them because I need to start putting together some Disney ideas. So Zao, I think that's Zao at Aqua Bloom Boutique. I used, what is it, Twinkle Star font from Creative Applique. These are the same fonts. It's just one I used Puff Embroidery, and one is I just did water soluble topper, and you could see the difference, I think. And then this one is all purple and this one's multicolored, but they're the same fonts. And yeah, Carol just linked it for you. The supplies are listed below. Most of the supplies are listed below. I really do a detailed outline of the supplies on my website on the Sip and Stitch homepage, so you could check that out too. Jan said she missed the first fan Sip and Stitch. Just keep checking the fans page. I'm actually about to make a fans Facebook group because I think we need a little bit more interaction on the fans page. I don't think people are getting notified when I'm posting. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make a fans Facebook group. So then you'll get more notifications of when things are going on. But we're going to try and have it set to where it is usually the first Friday of the month. It needs to fall in between our usual Sip and Stitches, but they'll probably be at the beginning of the month. And then I'll post about it on the fans page. If you missed the first one, you can go get the link for it and watch the replay. So even if you join the membership now, and you weren't a member last week when we did it, you could still go and watch the replay and still get the download of the file. Where did I put it? This is what we did in the fans group. This home sweet home design and on a burlap flag. So you can go join, get this design downloaded for free, and watch the replay. All right, thank you, Carol. Thank you so much for putting the links. Candy said, darn, I finished. That means you have to go do dishes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to do dishes either. Usually on Friday nights, I let the whole house just go to... I don't clean up nothing. I go downstairs. I pick up my mess in here because I got cameras and wires everywhere. I'll pick up my mess in here, and then I just go to bed. I just finish my drink and I go to bed. I don't give a... don't care about the rest of the house. We'll clean it tomorrow. Thank you, Alyssa. So I hope everyone had a good night. Like the hats. Go pick you up some hats. Pick up the puff foam. I think that really makes a big difference on these particular hats. And go grab this font from Creative Applique because it's super cute and I use it on everything. Where do we get the flag? Candy. The flag I got from All Stitched Up by Angela. I actually posted in the group. I don't know if Brenda saw it. So I am a huge fan of a store called All Stitched Up by Angela, and they sell fabric and other blanks. The garden flag blanks were from them. They also have shirt blanks too. They have all the cutest little girl ruffle shirts. They are actually having a sale. I don't know when the sale ends though, but she put out a coupon code the other day. The coupon code is CELEBRATE, and that will get you 20% off. So if you're watching right now on this Friday night, go check and see if that coupon code still works because it might not work through the weekend. I don't know. But I was a good girl and I didn't go order anything because I just spent like $200 there. In the past few months, I'm like, nope, I don't need to order anything else. But if you need to order something, use the coupon code. Thank you, Sherry. All right, so I had so much fun with y'all. Thanks again to Carol and Brenda for moderating. Thanks to all of you for watching and tuning in live. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are watching the replay, thank you. And if you had any questions that weren't answered in this video, go ahead and post your question in the comments below and I will get to them. I try to answer all the questions in the comment section whenever you watch any of my old videos. Just ask away and I'll try and answer for you. So other than that, thanks again. I hope you all have a great weekend. Don't forget, if you've been wanting to get a Brother NQ3600D, I have a link down below. Go and pre-order it now because I think it's going to come the first week of June, but they're going to sell out almost immediately. So get your pre-order in now and you can try my coupon code Carly Bell and see if it works. I'm not sure if it will. But that is for the Brother NQ1600D. E. If you're interested in the machine I used tonight, that one is available and in stock. The NQ3600D, Disney, D for Disney. And you can try my coupon code. I think it works with this one. And that's it. I think that's it. So have a great weekend. Thanks so much for watching. I will see y'all 2 Fridays from now, April 29th, and we will probably start on some Disney stuff. All right, y'all take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.